All right, let's do another Q&A while we run 12 miles. But on this one, we're just gonna stick to running questions, Leadville questions. We are 1 week out from the Leadville 100. Mile 1, question 1, will I do the Western States 100 after Leadville? No. I really want this to be a one and done situation. I'm not an ultra runner, as you can tell, it's my first one. The amount of time, the amount of miles you have to put in every week, it's just not something that I can see myself doing consistently, year after year after year, month after month after month. I like to lift more. I like to get more into more explosive, fast running rather than long distance running. But who knows? Maybe I'll catch the bug. But one and done is the plan right now. Mile 2, question 2. Great question. Fueling is going to be one of the hardest things about the race, which for people who don't do ultras, I didn't know about it either, but just making sure you're getting in enough electrolytes each hour, making sure you're getting enough carbs and calories each hour. So I'm gonna wear a pack, and then there's aid stations like between every 13 to 6 miles or so, where you can grab some food, grab some drinks, refill up your pack with fuel, and then get back out there on the trail. And in terms of sleep, no, there's no time for sleep. There's cutoffs at each aid station, so basically if you sleep, you're not gonna make it. So you have 30 hours to complete it. It'll be 30 hours of moving that body. Mile 3, question 3, plans after Leadville, race-wise. First, I'm definitely gonna take a couple weeks off because my body's gonna be absolutely destroyed. And then I'm gonna start training for the New York City Marathon. So start focusing more on speed and try to PR marathon in New York City. Mile 4, question 4, the crew for Leadville. I got my 3 boys, Anthony Diaz, Tyler Morris, Brock Covington. They will be pacing me for the last 40 or so miles. And just helping me between the aid stations. Also, my parents are gonna be there. Have some photographers, buddies, Izzy and Andrew Shelley. So we got a good little squad. And then there's so many other friends, athletes that are running it as well. So we'll all be linking up and hanging out. But those are the 3 pacers that I got. Mile 5, question 5, how did I get started running? I ran a little bit in high school, cutting weight for wrestling. But then about 2 years ago, I trained for my first half marathon. And then after that, I took some time off. Then I trained for a marathon. And then it just kind of kept on rolling with a new goal. And I got the opportunity for the Leadville. So just kept on running. And I really enjoy the hybrid stuff, lifting and running, the mix of it, how it makes me feel, and how it makes me look as well. Mile 6, question 6, what do I listen to when running? Usually a podcast or some music. Favorite song right now, it's been my favorite song for a while. It's still You by Nate Traveler. And I like the Joe Rogan podcast. I've just been listening to the Post Malone podcast, or the Joe Rogan podcast with Post Malone. So that's the latest one I've been listening to, but podcasts and slow jams. Mile 7, question 7, did I always like running? No, I actually always hated running, especially when it was like a punishment. It was to cut weight for wrestling. That was pretty much the only time I used to run, back in the day in high school. But as I've gotten better at it, as I've gotten faster, as I've been able to run more miles, as I've been able to achieve goals, like winning my last marathon. Not that it was a big one, but I did win my age group, so that was sick. But getting better at things will make you like them, so now I like running. Mile 8, question 8, shin splints and mileage increasing. So I just get shin splints all the time. This was always my question, how do you avoid shin splints? Because I just felt like my shins were always in pain. It was because I was just running too hard too often. So follow that 80-20, make sure 80% of the time you're running really easy. Also, switch up your shoes. You could be wearing the wrong shoes for you and how you run. And then in terms of a running plan, follow a running plan. Do not increase your mileage too fast, too early on in your training. Take it easy, but follow a running plan. I have some running plans on my app, and then also Koros has a bunch of running plans on their website. That's what I'm following for this 100. So increase your mileage slowly. Mile 9, question 9, what keeps me motivated? Goals. So right now, running the Leadville 100, I'm running that in a week. So that keeps me motivated to hit my runs, and also following a plan to then reach that goal. So it doesn't matter how motivated I am that day. I just look at the plan and I say, ooh, I have a 12-mile run today, so I'm going to do it. You know, sometimes you have to adjust. Sometimes life gets in the way, and that's okay every once in a while, but 90 to 99% of the time, you can squeeze it in, you can make it happen. So make a goal, set a plan to achieve that goal, and then execute every single day. Mile 10, question 10. This should probably be question 1, but what is Leadville? So Leadville is a place in Colorado. It's the highest elevation town in Colorado. And every year there's like this iconic ultra marathon called the Leadville Trail 100. There's also a 50, there's a 10K, there's a 100-mile bike. There's a bunch of events out there. It's a sweet spot. So I'm doing the Leadville 100 trail run, and that's what Leadville is. 11, question 11, planning runs in different cities. You gotta be able to adapt, especially with like a really weird, unpredictable schedule, like the airline pilot or flight attendant or traveling schedule. You gotta be able to adapt. So I just squeeze it in. If I can squeeze it in the morning, great. If I can squeeze it in right after I land, before I go to bed or before I grab some food, great, you know, whenever. But like I said, sometimes life gets in the way and I have missed workouts, but most of the time I get them done. 12, question 12. My routine after a run, 3 minutes. 3 minutes in the plunge, chug electrolytes, chug water, get some food in me. But yeah, lately, I mean, my core temperature gets so high during these runs because it's so hot in Florida right now. And if I don't get in this thing, I'll just keep sweating. Even though I hop in the shower, put the temp down in the shower, I'll get out and I'll just continue to sweat. So this really helps to bring that core temperature down fast.